But when you're procrastinating on something, that's your inner wisdom telling you like, hey, you're not the right person to do this task. So this is a great opportunity to find somebody else who has a passion for this sort of thing.
Hello and welcome to Pillars of Wealth Creation, where we talk about creating financial success with a special focus on business and real estate. I'm your host, Todd Dexheimer. Now, let's get to it. Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Wealth Creation. I'm your host, Todd Dexheimer. With me, we got Matt Jones. Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. How are you doing, Todd?
I am fantastic, man. Just going crazy right now because we're going on a nice little family trip. And holy cow, we're going to be in an area that I probably won't have much service. And so I'm just trying to make sure I wrap everything out so I can actually go. So it's just my brain is about to explode. I've got deals. I've got several properties that were in the process of, being under contract and going through the due diligence and all that kind of stuff. And so timing it's never great, right? But timing is there. But that actually leads us into our topic for today, right? Because you and I read the book.
Who Not How.
Who Not How. So you and I read the book Who Not How. And if I had more who's, I probably wouldn't be worrying about the little things that I'm trying to wrap up here before I go. I would actually just go, hey, this is what needs to be done. You take this, you take this, you take this. And I would actually be able to relax a little bit, maybe not a ton, but I would actually be able to pack and think about the trip. And we're going to Yellowstone and the Tetons, and I'm trying to while I'm doing all of this stuff for my business, I'm also trying to plan the trip because I haven't really had much opportunity to plan what we're doing when we get out there. And I am the person that doesn't love crowds. So I don't want to just do a quick Google search and go, what do you see in Yellowstone? And it's going to be Old Faithful, and it's going to be the Mammoth hot springs. And so I can go see all that. It's great. And we probably will see some of that, but we also want to see things that everybody else isn't seeing, or walk into it a different way than everybody else. So we're avoiding some of those crowds, but I just haven't had time to do it. So should have read Who Not How a long time ago, and actually been set up the right way. So let's talk about it. Who Not How.
Yeah, it's really a mindset shift of instead of, I guess the default sort of thing, or when something new comes your way, it's thinking okay, how am I going to do that? How am I going to fit that into my schedule? And how am I going to, physically accomplish that task? But I think, if you're like me, you like to have control. And so doing everything myself, I'm in control of that. I know, what's happening and when and how it's happening, but I'm limiting myself when I do that by just what I can do with my own time and ability. But if I shift it from saying how can I accomplish this thing to who can I have accomplish this thing for me, that frees up your time, and you can have somebody who's going to do it probably a lot better than you anyway, or at least well enough that it works. And so you're separating yourself from the process to thinking about the outcome is more important than the process itself. And then delegating that to somebody else.
Yeah. And that's, like you said, it's a tough thing to do because you know how to do it yourself. It also takes a lot of time and energy to give that task to somebody else and to have them do it the right way. And a lot of us want to control it too. We want it to be done exactly the way we do it, and not necessarily a different way that might actually be even more effective, right? But we're used to doing it our way, so we expect them to do it our way, and that's a big challenge too. I think even when you start to delegate things, are you giving up control, right? Are you giving them permission to actually do it their way. So you need to give them enough information, obviously, to be able to do things, but you also need to give them some freedom and control to be able to do things their own way, to be able to have success their own way, and to take responsibility of it. I think that's talked about in the book, and it's really valuable.
Yeah, the book talks about communicating to the person what the outcome is that you expect, as well as the why behind it. And so they can have passion to see like why they're doing something, and they can figure out the process, the how, to be able to get that end result.
Yeah, it's funny, and it talks about how there's people that are passionate about a lot of different things, and you don't really realize that. And so for me, my bookkeeping, for instance, uh, I could do it. I was okay at it, but I had no passion in it. So I would wait and wait and wait to get it done, and then it would be like Christmas time, and I'm busy doing the bookkeeping. And when I delegated it, and the person that does it now, she actually really enjoys doing it. Like, this is something that's really enjoyable for her. She genuinely likes doing the books, and and it makes her feel accomplished. And for me, it was, oh, I gotta do these books. So I was able to delegate that. I was able to take that off my plate. This was really important. And I pretty much allow her to do it the way, she is good at doing it. And, there's some things we talk through and we have to maybe change the report slightly, but for the most part, she's doing it exactly how she wants to do it. And she's enjoying something that I don't enjoy. So it's super valuable. And I'm, again, like when you think about that, that's powerful. I'm paying somebody to do some work they love that I don't. I'm getting benefit out of it, and they're getting benefit out of it.
And you've talked before about how you would procrastinate doing the books until you
Yeah.
absolutely had to at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I mean, every single being on earth procrastinates, here and there. Procrastination is a normal thing. And the book talks about how procrastinating is your inner wisdom. So when you're procrastinating on something, that's your inner wisdom telling you, like, hey, you're not the right person to do this task. So this is a great opportunity to find somebody else who has a passion for this sort of thing and have them do it on your behalf.
Yeah. So look at your to-do list and then go, okay, I got my to-do list, and I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. And this has been on my to-do list for the entire week. And I didn't get these, 5 things done. Oh, wait a second. These 5 things were on my to-do list last week as well. Like, those are procrastinating items. And now how can we take those and give them to somebody else, right? How can we find the who to actually be able to do those things so they're no longer on your to-do list, they're on somebody else's, and that other person is getting benefit out of it. Hey, real quick, I want to talk to you about the North Star Real Estate Conference. We've got the North Star Real Estate Conference. It's a 3rd annual. Of course, we're back live this year after taking a 1-year hiatus and being virtual. We're live. We've got live and virtual options for you. So I'd love to see you there. North Star Real Estate Conference. It's all about cash flowing real estate. So we're going to be hitting on multifamily. We're going to be hitting on all things commercial. We'll be talking about syndications, asset management, all of that stuff that you're going to need to know, and the mindset behind it. I've got a great lineup of speakers. So go on to northstarunlimited.live. Buy your tickets now. Want to see you there. I want to network with you. I want to shake your hand. I want to get to know you. And we've got a ton of people that are going to be there wanting to do the same thing. So join us, North Star Real Estate Conference, October 7th and 8th. And it is in the Twin Cities at Mystic Lake Casino. So I hope to see you there.
The book also talks about collaborating with other people. You got to surround yourself with the right people and not the wrong people. I think it's been said before that you are kind of the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're spending time with people who are not really helping you or that are like making you procrastinate more and keeping you from your goals, you need to find new people to hang out with.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, I mean, that goes without saying with in so many ways. So, one of the things I think a lot of people get concerned about is pay. I got to pay these people. If I'm going to find a who, how am I going to pay them? Right. Um, so that's definitely of concern. And we have to figure out, okay, how do I actually set aside money to do that? They do talk a little bit in the book about that. Um, for here's what I've noticed when I hire somebody, I'm always make more money in the end. So when I find somebody to take over a task for me, not only does my income go up by the amount of money that I pay them, but it really goes up by a lot more. So let's say I'm paying somebody $40,000 a year to do a task or tasks. I'm going to make $80,000 extra. Maybe I'm going to make even more than that, depending on what it is. So I'm not saying you got to get a super fat payroll, but at the same time, you got to look at, is this really worth my time? Is it $10 an hour work? Is it $20 an hour work? Is it $30 an hour work? Or is it $1,000 an hour work? If it's not $1,000 an hour work, you should probably be passing it on to somebody else.
Yeah, that's wise. I mean, doing everything yourself, like there's lots of tasks in there that are not the most effective use of your time. And so the more you delegate, the better, really.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever find a time where you're doing nothing, right? Where you're like, oh my gosh, I gave everything away. Now I have nothing to do. Well, if that ends up happening, it's because you're being lazy and you're not trying to push your business forward. You're just getting stuck in the same position you're in. And so you're not finding new things to do, right? So you'll always have things to do, but those things to do shouldn't be small tasks that can be done by somebody that you don't have to pay nearly as much as what you should be paying yourself, and somebody that actually really enjoys what that task is, right? And that's not going to procrastinate against that task.
Yep. And one thing I like from the book is that every time you say yes to a new thing, essentially indirectly you're saying no to something else because you're saying yes, you're taking on something new that's going to eat up your time. So there's power in saying no to things,
Yeah.
in passing things off that are not essential for you.
Yep, 100%. And I'm super bad at that, Matt. I say yes to so many things because, man, I don't want an opportunity to pass me by, right? And I get into that. I think a lot of us do, especially entrepreneurs. Like, we don't want things to pass us by. We want to take advantage of opportunity when opportunity presents itself. And so, but there's also distractions that present themselves, and they're disguised as opportunities. They're disguised as necessary. And so we let those distract us and derail us when if we would have just focused, we would have missed out on that quote unquote opportunity, but we would have been better served. We would have better served our company. We would have better served our employees. We would have better served our investors. We would have better served our clients. That's what you got to look at.
Mm. And I think finding the right who's for your tasks. It's not just a business sort of thing. You can do this in your personal life too. So it's really applicable to everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, something we're looking or I've been looking at and thinking about, and I probably should stop kicking down the road is, hiring a cleaner for my house. Um, maybe for me, it's enjoyable, but maybe mowing the lawn isn't enjoyable to you. Hire the kid next door to go mow your lawn. You hire the kid next door to take the garbage cans down to the end of the road, whatever it is. If you can afford to do it, you might want to consider it, especially. And again, it's not about necessarily affording it. Think of how much time it could save you, and think of then, okay, if that saved me time, would that be able to bring me more opportunity, more income? If you've already got enough income opportunity, would that saving me time bring me more time with my family, bring more time with, some of the passion projects I want to do, spending time reading, whatever you like to do on your free time. So I think that's, really valuable. And you got to look at it too. Like, you're providing an opportunity. Like, that kid wants to mow your lawn. Like, that kid wants to take the garbage cans down to the end of the road. That person that's a cleaner wants to clean your house. They need to clean your house to be able to afford to pay the bills. So if you are able to do it and it makes sense to do it, I think those are really important.
Exactly. I mean, you're helping these people when you're delegating this work to them and paying them for it. So, and if it's a work that they enjoy, then it's kind of a win-win. And if you try to do everything yourself, I mean, you're never going to scale, or it's really going to limit your ability to scale. So the more you delegate, the better.
Yeah, and I think that's important. So when you're looking at, because I'm a very cost conscious person, right? I'm super frugal. Anybody who knows me know that I'm super frugal, like as frugal as they probably get. And so it's challenging to like, oh, I'm going to go out and hire a cleaner or somebody like that. But you got to truly look at the bottom line and what that means for not only for your personal health and your relationships and stuff like that, but also what does it mean for your business? Are you able to grow your business because you've hired these people out? Are you gonna be able to expand? And where's your time best served?
Very good.
So cool. Yeah. I mean, excellent book. Who, Not How, by Dan Sullivan
and Dr. Benjamin Hardy.
Benjamin Hardy, that's right. And I thought it was funny because Dr. Benjamin Hardy actually wrote the book. Dan Sullivan did not write the book. He found the who to write the how. So it's perfect. And they talk about their like, Benjamin Hardy also hires out other people to do certain things. But so you might be somebody else's how, right? You might be somebody else's how and somebody else's your how.
Yep. That's a good point.
Cool, man. All right. Well, that's all I got. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Or anything? Okay.
Great book. I mean, I listen to the audiobook, but because then you get they kind of interview each other as part of that. So I really enjoyed that aspect.
Yeah, cool. Awesome, man. Well, you have a fantastic rest of the day. Make every day a Saturday.
Thanks, you too.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you being a loyal listener. I would love to have you go on to our Facebook page and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Go on to iTunes or wherever you listen and give us a rating and review. Don't forget to subscribe. Your rating and review just helps us push this out to more and more people and continue to grow our audience and hopefully positively affect a ton of people out there that really need this and want this. So the other thing I've got for you is a free ebook on my website. So go on to venturedproperties.com, and download our free ebook on real estate and on syndication. And I've got some data points in there, some really good stuff for you. So I'd love to have you take a look at that. It's free. I'm not expecting anything from it. And also, look, if you want some help in multifamily, want some help learning, growing, getting your business off the ground, I would love to talk to you about what it would look like to work with me potentially and see if that's a good fit. So you can go to coachwithdex.com and check that out. And we can definitely have a call. Thanks a lot for listening. You make it a fantastic rest of the day. I'll catch you on the next episode.